What? Destiny sleep.
You would click on my name. Well,
So am, cause y'all on
Alexa,
his.
turn the light on.
Oh shit. I sure am, cause y'all on his
I'm
geeked
just
up on
laughing at
there.
the comments.
Fellas, we need to treat our women like it's V-Day every day, not just one day a year. I'm single though. Come on, David. Oh shit. Hey man,
What's your thoughts on Valentine's Day?
bullshit ass holiday.
Yeah, I think it's just another day. I think if you're gonna show a person that they're special, you don't wait until one day out of the year.
Mm. I'm not big on Mother's Day and Father's Day either.
You're not. Well, I'm not for. I guess as I've gotten older, I'm not. As a kid, I was. Yeah.
Like I get it,
I
but
don't have kids though, but I don't know how it would feel as a mother. But I don't have kids.
I mean it's no disrespect, but I think that you know what I'm saying. Like I know we gotta salute folks, but I feel like that's an everyday thing.
Of
You know
course.
what I'm saying? Um, and the other reason I really ain't feeling it either is because you know fathers get the short end of the stick, man. It's not about comparing, but it's like they be geeked up for about 2 months getting ready for Mother's Day,
Of
man.
course. Yeah.
And then when
I
Father's
remember
Day
being
come
that way
around,
as a kid, making sure I had my mom's gift or whatever I was going to do for her in advance. And when Father's Day would come around, I just called my dad.
yeah,
Or maybe go by if I was in town or something like that. But
yeah,
no.
it ain't nothing to it, man. We get game room somethings or whatever, man. That Mother's Day thing be super big, man. But I really wish though, like if we gonna celebrate that people just do it right. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
think that I've seen enough of people that argue, fuss, fight, don't give a damn about each other, and then they'll cut all that shit out when Valentine's Day come on.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's toxic, man. Somebody need to come up with a shirt that just say Valentine's Day is toxic.
Hey, Destiny, can't you make that shirt? She can make
Damn right, yeah. She
She can
she
make
got
that.
the
Let me
yeah,
get a
man.
medium. I'll pay you for it, Destiny.
So I was talking earlier because it's kind of crazy the conversations that you have. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I was expressing some things earlier about like obviously the difference between what men and women go through and or what they can put each other through and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy like the stuff that, and it's just my opinion, man. It ain't no shots, no nothing, but it's just crazy the stuff that a woman can get away with.
Yeah.
And think how things are. And I mean, feel free to share,
Of
I'm
course.
saying, whatever your thoughts are. But like I was, little things like how women can pick up and move, right?
Mm-hmm.
And motherfucker might have $10 in their account, and a woman could just pick up and move. Is nothing. They can bump into a friend. They could find, the next Negro at the bar. Something
Yeah.
can go on. You know what I'm saying? Where they're able to
I
have
mean,
that
some
freedom,
guys are
that
like that.
mindset. I'm
My
not saying that they can't.
Yeah, my brother used to be like that. And he probably could still do it today at 40.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it can't, but just the lightness of that, man. It's these times is different.
They are.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for a man, like you got to have your things together. You got to have them in order. You got to really plan if you're gonna do that. And I
Mm-hmm.
just know throughout life, me growing up, just some friends or family or whoever, like females, would just be like, "Shit, I'm just gonna go to New York. Who up there? Oh shit,
So,
nobody. I'm just gonna go up there and start. Da, 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 da. You like,
well,
damn.
that's what it was for me. When I moved to Atlanta, um, I didn't know anybody here. Um, I just had I used to be signed with a modeling agency, and they told me to move to Atlanta, because Atlanta was becoming Black Hollywood. And now this is 10, almost 11 years ago. And, the church came up with funds to help me do what I needed to do. But that wasn't money to help me get an apartment. I came here making a job, having a job that wasn't really paying that much money. But, it was people that I knew through other people that I really didn't know. And by the grace of God, God had his arms wrapped around me, and he put the right peoples in the right positions to help me, because I moved here literally with just my car packed with stuff, and people were just willing to help me. I remember one time, again, I was younger when I moved here. I learned so much now, but I remember when I moved here and I was dating this guy. And again, I never been the type of person that was irresponsible. You guys might hear my dog snore. I have a pit bull. He's snoring. But I remember I was dating this guy, and I was working a job that wasn't paying that much money. And I remember I was short, but I've never been the type of person that was irresponsible, that just wasn't paying her bills or going to have a good time and letting bills go lacking. I really was just short. And so I had mentioned it to him. And that was the best thing that he could have said to me was, he's like, I don't mind helping you. That's not a problem. He's like, but my question to you is, what are you going to do for next month if you're short again? Like, how do you prevent this from happening again? And that was like something that, even at 36 today, that always stuck with me. Not allowing myself to be put in a position like that again, where I have to ask someone or mention my shortcomings or something like that, because it's like I learned that people are more willing to help you when they see you're trying to help yourself. But that was a valuable lesson that I learned from someone that I was dating. Until this day, I haven't had to ask someone to help me like that. But that was a valuable lesson that stuck with me to today.
That's real. That's real. What do you say? What do you say to those people, man, who aren't as fortunate to have people who look out for them in that way, and that they have people that condone? That's all.
Um,
See, I'm a segue into that because you mentioned something on the positive, so I'm gonna go left.
okay.
I'm gonna
I would say for an individual who may not have someone there to step in and help them or be willing to help them and knowing that they need help, um, I would say just still try to figure things out. Try to see what you can do for yourself, right? I know it sounds easier said than done, but I was literally, all I had was my car. I wasn't moving here into an apartment in my name, you know? So I would say just, you know, keep persevering, keep pushing forward, pray, 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 pray. Prayer was huge for me. It's always been huge in my life. I'm not ashamed of my religion and believing in Christ, but I would never try to force it on someone else. But that's what's helped get me through. But for someone who doesn't have people in place to help them, I didn't know those people were in place. God, they were just in the right place at the right time and where I needed them to be and where I was in my life. Um, but just try to stay positive. Try not to go, because I could have easily have. When I moved here, I was in the best shape of my life. Had just finished playing Division I basketball. Um, people would tell me you should go be a stripper. You have a great body. Like you would like you could make, like I had people telling me that, but I would never want to. And it's no knocking to the next woman who may decide to do that, but that just wasn't my path. That wasn't what I wanted for myself. So to those who don't have someone in position to help them to get to where they need to be, don't give up, but try not to lose your sense of yourself. Don't go against something you normally wouldn't do, because it won't feel right, or it doesn't feel right.
How important is the village to you? What I mean by that is your circle. You know what I'm saying? And that could be anything. That your support system, your circle. Like how important is the village?
For me, I feel like when I moved here, I didn't have a huge village outside of my family, but a lot of my family, because I had been graduating and I chose to move here on my own.
Mm.
A lot of them weren't supportive of that. But for me, at 36, with the friends that I have, I'm all for having a support system. Have friends in your life that, as Will Smith said, fuel your flame, right? My friends are a big part of who I am today and where I am today. My friends are doctors and veterinarians, cardiologists for NBA teams, and that's always inspired me to want to do more for myself. And they've always been there to encourage me, even when I didn't think I could do it for myself, or if I had shortcomings. They, if they knew what was going on with me, I never had to ask. I never had to fix my mouth to ask, because I remember one time I had got laid off from a job before, and my friend knew what was going on. I didn't even have to ask. She was like, "Hey, just let me know how much is your light bill. I got you." And then when I try to pay them back, they won't take the money back. There's been time when I needed to pay rent. Never asked my friends, but they knew what was going on. They cash apping me the money, or they call in the rent office, or whatever they need to do to get the rent paid for me. Try to pay them back. Will not take the money back. So I think it's important to have people in your life that truly want to see you win. There's not it shouldn't be a competition among your friends, that they really truly want to see you win. So for me, it's important. Had you asked me this 10 years ago, because I was trying to do it all myself with just God and my mom and my dad, but it's important to have, yes, I am in God's favor. I have God's grace. Yes, Destiny, I do. I am in God's favor. I believe that. But yes, it is very important to have people in your circle who really are truly there that want to see you win and don't mind helping you in any way that they can. Will give the shirt off of their back if they have to.
You know what's interesting is that a lot of people that do have friends in these circles um, think that these people want to see them win.
Yeah, and they truly
That's where, that's where it's getting tricky, because so many folks, man, going through their journeys, and a lot of they people that's around, you know what
mm-hmm.
I'm saying, are the ones who are seeing them win, and the way that they're seeing them win is condoning their bullshit,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
right? So as they're condoning a lot of the behavior and the toxicity and the negativity and everything else, in their minds, they feel like they win it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So that's the thing that gets tricky. That's where I was going with it, right? So I had to set that thing up and then threw that live to you,
yeah,
because you talked about favor, and you talked about the importance of having solid people, and and most importantly, you kept focusing it on yourself, which is something that I feel that we're always quick to put something on somebody else, man, but we have to believe first. We have
yes,
to be in that mindset and in that space to have faith and believe first. You know what I'm saying? Because can't nobody out believe us. Can't nobody want better for your life than you want for yourself. You know what I
100%.
mean? And that's the thing that you were talking about, because people are watching you try. They're watching you stay the course. You know what I'm saying? They're watching you fail and get up and try again. And it does, it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? And the people who are in your life are willing to be there and help in any way that they can. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because they're genuinely doing it. Another thing that I feel that's crazy and toxic as hell too is that there are people out here that's doing for people with an expectation.
Oh, yes, yes,
Go ahead
100%.
and touch on that. You about to go. Look, you snapped your whole head back. You about,
Yeah,
um,
I mean, because it's sad to say, but it's rare to find people who genuinely want to help you without looking for something in return. Like that,
mm-hmm,
it's crazy to say that, but it's very rare. And when you do come across something or someone like that truly wants to help and they really not looking for anything, don't take them for granted. Don't take advantage of that. But I've experienced it before, where people will, in the beginning they come off like, I have a nonprofit 501(c)(3). So a person will be like, oh, they really trying to help you, but then you go back and you're like, oh, but I'm gonna need you. You do this for me, and I'm like, but they'll bring up what they did for you, right? So it's like
mm-hmm.
that really wasn't genuine. That really didn't come from your heart, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you really have to be careful. But I've always been specific in my prayer to God, in you know, asking Him to show me who people really are. A lot of times, we as people, if we say that prayer, we're not really ready for those answers or those results. So I always ask God to let me be ready to receive His answer, because we say these prayers. Thank you, Miss Juicy. I love you. My mom's a huge fan of yours, by the way. Sorry, didn't mean to get off, but yeah, a lot of people, we say these prayers, but we're not ready to receive these. And same thing in relationships. We'll sit out here and we'll be in these toxic relationships. I want to try to reel it back in, but we'll be in these toxic relationships, and we may ask God to show us, is this man really for me? And he's showing us all around, this man is not for you. This is not who I have you, but we still try to force these relationships to work when that ain't it. We're not really ready to let go. So
You
when
know,
you ask God for things, you need to be really ready to receive his answer.
I think they are ready, and I think that in their prayers, they're praying for like-minded people, and that's what they get.
That, you know what? You're right. You're right. You you
Motherfucker, motherfucker hurting. Excuse my language, but somebody out here hurting. They out here bitter,
yeah.
broken, in pain.
Yes.
God fix it.
You better
Bring,
say it. I had to,
surround me
funny
with
thing,
like-minded people.
yeah,
Please bring and they coming. They
yeah,
are on the way because they love company.
yeah, they do. I remember when I
Oof.
first moved here and I started hanging out with these young women that were at the time, because we worked together, you feel like you should be with, people, hang out with people that you work with. And I didn't know anybody here, right? And so, but my mindset has always been entrepreneur. I wanted to figure out something. I want to figure out what I want to do with my life. I want more for myself. Not that
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was better than the next person, but that's just what I wanted for my life. But I soon realized among that group that they were all right as long as you weren't doing better than them.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you start talking different, I remember I said I want to go back and get my master's at the time. I was like, I want to go back and get my master's. Like people didn't understand that. Well, how are you going to do that? You work a job, you manage, you do this. God put the idea in my head. He didn't put it in my head for no reason. He gonna get me through it. I did that with no problem. I maintained the 3.7 the whole time. Didn't have no problem while working a full-time job. So I
Mm-hmm.
know that I could do it. But just looking back at those same people that I used to hang out with, like they're still in the same position they were in 10 years ago.
I bet you they don't know that though.
They don't. They don't. They don't have a clue. And then another thing that I realized that even with the,
But you hating though.
oh yeah, they'll smile in
No,
your face like
I'm
they
saying
happy.
you hating. I'm just telling you. That's what
I'm
they.
hating.
That's what they gonna say. You hating.
Nah, I'm not a hate. My biggest thing is always wanting to encourage people. I always want to try to be the light in the room. Even if somebody's having a bad day, just try to encourage people, even in the darkest time, to just stay on course and stay in prayer if that is your belief, right? I always want to try to help encourage and motivate people. I'm okay with being a servant to my community if that helps somebody to be better if that's what they want for their lives. And there's just something that I've always been that way since I was a kid. I've
Mm-hmm.
always been that way. But yeah, sometimes you have to realize when you're talking to a person and you're sharing your good news and they may be in a dark place in their life, they're just not in a place mentally to be happy for you. Like I have to start to realize that when I try to share things with people. They're just not in a place to be receptive of where you are because they're in a miserable place.
Why do you think it's I mean, well, what is it that makes you want to share your news with people?
Me?
Yeah, just asking. You know what I'm saying?
Because I hope that my story will, or what I've been through and overcome, will help encourage the next person. And, you know, even in the darkest time, that they will look back to, I remember, my name
Let
is
me
Felicia.
rephrase that because I apologize.
Yeah, because I'm like,
You
who
were
is this?
talking about remember sharing your successes, like when you do something and you're going in
Yeah.
a direction or something. That part. So, um, is that something that's important to you, or is that something that you just naturally do to with people that you feel like care?
This is with people who I thought were friends or good acquaintances, not with every person I come by. Or if it comes up, if I'm in a networking situation, someone asks for advice or something. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not that I never come off as though I'm bragging. because I never want to make someone feel less than or smaller than. That's never been my motive. So when it does come out, it's usually with someone that I know, like truly know. It's not a random person or someone who may be questioning me, and I'm just trying to show them like, hey, I did this while I was doing A, B, and C. If I can do it, you can do it too.
You know what's funny, man, is like the people that you feel like you know, most of those are the people who look the most unfamiliar.
Yes, yes,
And I think that's the scary part that a lot of people deal with because you would hope that, man, this has been my partner for 15 years, or this is my childhood friend, or me and this one, man, we super solid. And this I feel like it's happened no matter what day and age, but
mm-hmm.
the fact that we're so much more advanced than, like our mother and father's generation and
Mm-hmm.
grandparents' generation because of, technology and social, like you can literally reach out and just touch someone or grab
Yeah,
information from anywhere. Um, yeah, I it got me. I can't even, I can't even finish my thought, man, because it's so crazy, and my
yeah,
mind goes so many different places on in this uh, area of the subject because I watch it over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's been from my own personal,
mm,
whether it's been when I see other people going through it, whether it's been people that I don't know that might hit me up and talk about it. But it's a lot of people, man, getting fucked over by your closest foes.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Whether that's your family, your friends, or whoever, man. It just for whatever reason, man, it's like folks don't really want to see folks doing well, and then you might get the biggest hand clap from the stranger who you have
Yes,
no idea who that person is. You know what
that's
I'm
true.
saying?
But why do you think? I have a two-part question. Why do you think that is, and how do you think we begin to move as a people? How do we move past that and
Well, I'm
break that?
answer the last question first, and I feel like when
Sure.
you elevate, when you're going in the direction that you need to go in, that people, situations, and circumstances that don't serve you will fall off.
Yes.
And that's why it's important for people to take that true look in the mirror and really do the self work,
Mm-hmm.
self love, self
Yeah.
mastery. Really take the time to know yourself and understand who you are and stand strong on that. Like I've had some difficult conversations with, saying some close people of mine and just talking about like for me, like I'm the type of person, man, that it might not be favorable, but I'll stand on what I believe in because that's me and that's who I am. And I'm
Mm,
willing to take a loss. I'm willing to win. It doesn't matter because I know that I'm standing on my ancestors, my
yeah.
last name. You know what I'm saying? What's
Mm,
on my spirit, my principles, my morals, and my values. Like integrity means a lot, and we're losing sight of a lot of that stuff because we want to be favorable amongst.
yes.
And I'm not here for that. And I
Yeah.
and I tell people all the time, I may not be for you. I might not be your cup of tea.
Yeah.
I might not be you know what I'm saying? Like if you
Mm-hmm.
looking for me to be your partner or whatever, like you got to be willing to understand what I'm on
Yeah.
because that might not be for you. And that could be family, that could be, what I'm saying, my significant other, that could be whoever, it could be anybody. Like like when you in the place that you're in and you're going where you're supposed to go, everybody's not meant to go there with you.
100%. And I had to realize that. But yeah.
A lot of us don't realize that. And we sitting up here, we growing and we elevating and we trying to take everybody with us, man. And that's what's making the travel, that's making the journey even harder.
Mm-hmm. We
We
got all
can't we
this
can't get
excess
our,
back.
we can't get our wings and we can't lift off. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, to move on to part two of your question, I feel like the reason why people do that is because of the enemy within. Ain't got
Mm.
nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
but because of how they see themselves, man, and maybe some things that are happening for you that they wish would have happened for them, or maybe the way that somebody sees them makes them feel away.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't nobody really like seeing the fact that, man, like, why bro getting this love, or why she getting that love, or why they getting this respect, why people fool, why they ain't saying nothing bad about, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's like we're we would rather live. It's easier to live in that toxicity and that pain. It's easier
Yeah.
to move around on that type of vibe than it is to do the work and to heal and go the direction and live the life that you're supposed to live.
Yeah.
And it's hurtful. And then the other part that keeps us drowning is we're hurt, and then it's our family that's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't our family that's hurt, it's our friends that are hurt.
Yeah.
And if it ain't our friends that are hurt, it's they friends who hurt. And we just can't seem to get out. It's like we done started in the kiddie pool,
Yeah.
and we went from there to 3 feet to 6 feet to now we in 8,
Oh,
and we just keep
they're
drowning,
drowning.
and we can't see past or get ourselves out of it,
Yeah.
you know. And that's why I just, man, you can only control one thing, one person, and that is yourself.
There's yourself.
And if you're staying true to yourself, then everything else, man, it don't matter. I had to watch my mouth because I was about to say something else. But I'm trying to kindly say, man, like, you gotta love yourself enough.
You have to.
Because when you really do, man, like, it's okay. Like, a lot of people can't sit in their house by themselves.
Yeah. It's a hard thing for some people to do.
Yeah, a lot of people can't sit in the house by themselves. Shit, a lot of people can't look themselves in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They can't sit still and be present. Like, it's always they got to be on something, doing something here, there, and it's like life is passing us, man, because we really not living.
Mm-hmm.
People don't really understand that until you get to the point where you start enjoying the little things.
Yes.
Like, these last couple of years, especially when this pandemic started, man, like, I started enjoying walking.
Yeah.
Literally just go outside, man, go for a little 2, 3, 4 mile walk, come, do a donut,
Yeah.
come on
I
back.
started doing. Yeah.
And no music, no nothing. I might be solo. It might be me with the family. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It might be conversating.
Mm-hmm.
We might just be walking and just chilling, just listening to the birds. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
breathing in fresh air, seeing people, looking at houses, just little,
Yes.
man, that we don't get to enjoy. So I say all that to say, for those two questions, man, we gotta get back to that, man. We gotta get back to really loving life and
Yeah.
being grateful and being appreciative. Things that just go by each and every day, man. I
Yeah.
say praise every day
Yes.
for the little things, the water, the air.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? A roof over my head. I'm grateful
God, you better
for the
speak.
clothes. I'm grateful for,
Yeah.
just being able to have the lights on, man, and
Mm-hmm.
come to a house, man. Like, everything ain't been gravy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We all going through things, you know what I'm saying, in different
But
reasons.
it's important to, like you said before, with the little things that
Yeah.
I've always stressed to my friends is, focus on the small successes, the little things in life. Just take things one day at a time. I made it a point to myself, and I did not mean to cut you off at all. So
No, you good. You good.
um, but I made it a point to myself, and my mom, she's learning how to communicate with me. She's learning that me and my mom, like, we're nothing alike, but we talk every day, multiple times a day. But she's learning how to communicate with me. And anytime a person tries to come with something negative to me, I made it a point that it's important to me to not have negative energy around me, right? Like, just having my own peace of mind, just and nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm still a work in progress. Um, but I just made a point to always just try to be positive, because now that I'm waking up first thing in the morning, I'm saying my prayer, doing my devotion, and just speaking to God and thanking Him for the day and asking Him to allow me to be productive, even if it's in the smallest way, right?
Yeah.
Um, but that carries on through the rest of my day, so that if something negative were to arise, I know how to handle it. It doesn't ruin my day.
Yeah.
I don't let it ruin my day. My mom always said, she's like, you just always been a happy person. I've had people ask, why are you so happy? Because God lives in me and He's using me as a vessel. And I'm grateful that He chose me. I don't walk around being an angry person. That's just not me.
You know what? Even for our spiritual folks, man, I think people should understand too. No matter what your spiritual or religious walk is, still in line with the universe
Yes.
and energy.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is in line. So it's like how you think. You know what I'm saying? Is how you speak, and that's how you continue to plant seeds,
Yes.
give life.
Mhm.
You could do it the opposite way too, and
Yeah.
you can speak death as well.
Mhm.
And that's why it's important to continue to get your mind in check, continue to get your heart and your spirit in check, continue to make sure that you're practicing being appreciative, practice
Yeah.
being thankful. You know what I'm saying? And continue to always throw things in the air of not only of what you want, but the
Mhm.
things that you already have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 10 times over, man. And you gotta continue to remind yourself until you get to that place where you fully believe in what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta be able to do that. I know
Mhm.
for me, every day, my routine, because I see what they're saying in the comments, man. First thing I do, and I'll share this, I if my alarm goes off or if it doesn't, I make sure I grab and read a devotional. First thing I do. Got to get the spirit in me. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Got to get some good food for the day.
Yes.
Make sure I start off with that fire ass breakfast. So after I get my devotional, you know what I mean? I go from that to saying a prayer.
Yeah.
After I say my prayer, I make sure I at least lay for 5 minutes still. I turn the mind
Mhm.
off
Yeah.
and I allow listening to the house, the outside. If the wind is blowing, I'm listening to birds chirping, cars
Mhm.
going by, all of that stuff, just to be present, man. And
Mhm.
then sometimes too, you never know what might hit you
Yeah.
in that time. Then after I do that, you know what I'm saying? I picked up this book, and it's called The Two Chairs. I can't remember my man who wrote it, but I literally have found a place in my house, and I'll grab two chairs,
Mhm.
and I'll have them facing each other, and I'll sit in one as it's facing the other. And that's my way of speaking to the Most High again.
Mm. I love it.
So as I'm sitting in this chair, I'm speaking to Him, I'm putting things in the air, but I got to make sure that I remind myself, because in the book it says it. A lot of times, right, when we're praying and we constantly praying, we're throwing all this stuff out, right?
Mhm.
But we're not listening.
Sure.
So then I use that time to come down here, which is another part of the house.
Mhm.
I listen because it's important for me to get direction. And then I
Yeah.
ask to receive it in whatever way possible. Because it might not be that He gives me something in them chairs.
Yeah.
It might be I go to the store, somebody bumps into me and say, hey, this was on my spirit to tell you today.
Yes.
It might be I check a text message and somebody done shot me over a link or something, and they're like, look, you was on my heart. I just wanted to shoot this to you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I might be scrolling on the gram or something and bump into a little video or something that was meant for me in my circumstance at that point,
Yeah.
at that moment, at that time. You never know how
No.
it's going to come. And there's plenty of stories in that good book about people who pray and then He give it, but He giving it to you in a way that you ain't expecting it.
That's
Like
true.
I mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
you ask for something and you ain't ready to receive it.
100.
So these are things that, not some of the things, but these are things that I practice every day
Yeah.
before my feet hit the ground. There's been
And here.
times I go pee and
Yeah.
I'll hold my bladder because I got to pray first. I got to
Have
read first.
to.
I got to meditate. I got to get all of that before I even let these toes touch the ground.
Same here.
And then throughout the day, I'm constantly like taking moments to just say thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It might be some times where, it was funny because I remember I watched something with Oprah a long time ago. She would say how she doesn't listen to music.
Mhm.
or she would ride in her car without nothing on, whatever the case may be. And I literally like started doing that within the last year and a half, 2 years.
Okay.
Just taking some time every now and then, just cutting the music off.
Mm-hmm.
I cut the music off. I'm literally being still, being present, and just sitting, man, and just really trying to turn the mind off. Just finding times and stuff throughout the day to turn the mind off,
You have to.
recharge, reset, whatever that looks like, man. And it's important. And I want to encourage anybody that's listening, man, do that. Anybody that's, tell it to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
share it with somebody, man, because it's important, man. We got to do things for ourselves.
We
We got
have.
to do things for our mental health. We got to
Yeah.
do things for our emotional health, our spiritual health. And it's important. You know what I'm saying? It's not good enough anymore just to work out, or do things physically.
Yeah.
You got to be able to tune and tap into the other parts and sides to you. You know what I mean?
True.
To be healthy, um, across all boards,
Mm-hmm.
mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially,
Yeah.
uh, physically. And if you're in a position with somebody and you got whatever you got going on, but sexually as well, you want to
Yeah.
be healthy across the board
Across the board.
and really experience life the way that you're supposed to experience, and really, you know what I'm saying, uh, feel and share and live that abundance,
Mm-hmm.
that we're supposed to live, man. So that's my little quick too. I see everybody. Thank you, Miss Juicy, for putting that out there for them folks to
Yeah.
check that out. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate everybody in the comments, man, talking that good. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And one book that I want to share with everyone, if you guys get a chance, it's called it's right here actually. But it's called Love Without Conditions, and it's by Paul Ferrini. This is a page turner. I found out about it probably about 3 years ago. Jada Pinkett had put it up on her Instagram, and it just basically gives you the tools that you need. And it's definitely spiritual, of course, but it gives you the tools you need to be able to, in any relationship, doesn't matter if it's a romantic involved relationship or just friendship, relationship with your family. It just teaches you how to love them without conditions, even if you don't agree with their life and things that they're doing. But it's a page turn. It's only like $12 on Amazon, but it's a really good read. Yeah.
People got to also learn how to love from a distance.
Of course,
They might
100%.
they might have to catch that later,
Yeah,
but
I have
but,
to do that with family members.
but people need to learn how to, sometimes you got to love folks from a distance, man.
Yeah.
We really got to understand that no matter what, man, if it's blood, if it's not, if it's a friend from 30 years ago,
Yes.
you got to do what you feel is best for you.
For your peace of mind and for your serenity. Again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, I had to make the conscious choice that I just want positive energy around me, and I feel like it exudes when I come across people that I don't even know. But I made that choice that I needed to make those cuts of people in my life for my mental health and for my peace of mind. I had to do that. And it wasn't even a hard decision to do because I know that it had to be done. My thing is, when a person makes up in their mind that they want to do something, it's not hard to do it because you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Love it, Queen. That's 100. Well, what time? Oh, yeah, I got to be up super early, man.
I gotta get up
This
early.
is Juicy. Peace is everything, man.
It
And
is.
Jada was a topic mentioned earlier. What about Jada? What happened with Jada? Jada was a topic
I was about
mentioned
to ask you.
earlier. What happened? What
I'm
happened to
glad,
Jada?
I'm glad you felt my energy, and I hope I can reach other people, even if it's in the smallest way, even if it's one person besides you, Destiny and Miss Juicy. Hopefully, pass this energy on to somebody else.
Hey, man, shout out to the community, man. We continuing to pass around the collection plate, man. We appreciate y'all.
Doors to the church are open, y'all.
Yeah, and it's continuing to grow, man. So Salute, Queen. Appreciate you jumping on here, man, giving these folks, you know what I'm saying, a different mind, a different outlook, perspective, all of that good stuff, man. So much love to you. I know I will be seeing you bright and early.
Sunday. Yeah.
Goodness, bright and early.
Yeah, that part. I'll see.
Uh,
But thanks for sharing your platform. I think this is awesome what you're doing and having these different conversations. And this wasn't pre-planned. I feel like God was in this room tonight, and He just used us as a vessel to get the word out. So
ain't that what fellowship is all about?
it is. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So that's the good thing, man. So look, I'm gonna say this before we get off, man. To all y'all folks, man. Please have your topics ready, good people. We ain't gonna keep starting
I
off
know.
before we get going. We done had a lot of good ones, man. We done talked about I done had some DMs about what toxic loyalty. I put some of it in here.
You did.
We need to talk about interracial dating.
Yeah.
Um, what else? Shit, I can't even think now, man. I had so many.
What about when? Because I do Clubhouse, but it's becoming a little overwhelming. But
Hmm.
one topic that they had was um women. What was it? Women who make less than six figures
Hmm.
should not date a dude that makes less than six figures. But I don't. I want to know people's thoughts.
Keep that. Hey, look, we ain't gonna get the church started tonight.
I know. Right? Hey, Destiny, write that down for me.
But look, but look, keep all that. You said women that
Make
make.
less than six figures should not
Nah.
date a guy that makes less than six figures. That makes less than. I want to know.
So in other words, they both can't make less than six figures.
No. I want to know people's thoughts. I'm not saying I agree with that. That was just a topic that was in Clubhouse. Oh, she said that was a topic that she was on today. That's what Destiny said. So yeah, maybe that's one we can talk about. It's just something thrown out there.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
I just want to hear some of these thoughts.
Mm, I can't wait. All right, Miss Destiny, we gotta go. And I gotta chop it up with her, man. She been. We gotta get these top. We gotta get these topics together, cause. But look, man.
Okay.
Love to all, man. I know, as usual, we gotta let the choir sing a little bit.
Yes.
We gotta go through all of that before we get to going. Um, but appreciate everybody for jumping on, man. Hope that these conversations are continuing to be helpful, to continue to be healing. Um, I actually had something on my mind, and I'm refraining from going there, but eventually, the discussions will come out because it ain't about me, man. It's always the help. So, um, but thank you, Queen, for sharing your spirit. I agree with everybody. It's definitely felt. It's good to see a woman, with so much love, so much light, a different way of thinking, different perspectives, all of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just good to see that, and other people on here, need to see that, man. And I think another one that I'm gonna do too is um, I'm gonna have my kids on here one of these nights,
Okay.
and we gonna have a conversation with them. I think that'll be
That'd be dope.
get kids' perspective,
Of
man.
course.
So, uh, but yeah, man, love Queen. I know
Of
you got
course.
to get up. Shit, I got to get my butt up too. So appreciate you jumping on, man. Everybody, y'all be easy. It's good to see a woman being salty in the right way.
That's,
She crazy, man.
I love her. She's awesome.
Kaylin, we'll have it for you, man. We got a few on deck, so we're gonna have this thing figured out. That way we can just jump in next time. We're gonna do better with that, man. But appreciate y'all. Anybody that's on here, man, if you got something, DM me. You know what I'm saying? Definitely we're gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna forget about nothing. And I need more of y'all to jump on here from time to time too. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Don't be shy. The only way we're gonna build and grow and learn together is to hear from everybody, man. We can't just keep hearing, even from myself included. That's why I like to hear and let everybody else talk, man, because that's the only way we can learn and really okay, we'll talk about thirst trapping too. Miss Juicy. But we're gonna talk about thirst trapping. That is a topic.
It is.
Make sure we
So,
write it down.
yes.
Um, but yeah.
Destiny, the secretary of the church. Destiny, write this down, please, ma'am.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, man, I just want to encourage everybody, man. Like, be open, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna pass the mic because I think that that's something that's important. I feel like a lot of us, even though we follow the Most High, we have our own religions or whatever, but how dope would it be? You know what I'm saying? If there was a chance for the pastor to pass the mic,
I love it.
you know what I mean? And then that's a different way of feeding people. So that's the whole purpose of having these conversations, man. Everybody get your topics ready. We'll make sure we tackle them. If y'all wanna do better at figuring out different times during the week, different days, I'm open to it. Just let me know, and we'll make sure we jump on here consistently around the same time. That way, everybody can jump on. All right.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night. Again, you too, Josh, and just thanks for sharing your platform, bro.
Love, Queen. Absolutely.
All
Bless.
right.
All right. All right, man, y'all folks, man. Go ahead, ladies, get your bonnets on. You know what I'm saying? Go wash your ass. Fellas, do the same. Y'all be blessed, man. Much love, man. Appreciate y'all. That's good. Please keep our info for the future. We got it, Miss Juicy. We got it. On deck. All right, man. See y'all mañana. Or what's tomorrow? Friday. Tomorrow or Saturday. One way or the other. Let's see. We might have to do a Valentine's Day joint. I don't know. But all right, man. See y'all, man. Y'all be blessed. Love.